Nope, don't want to say that. So let's just get to this, because this is one of my favorite fucking things, man. And I may have mentioned part of this, at least in pieces in other podcasts, in some way, shape, or form, without going in detail. My niece, Megan, is the fucking greatest inspiration to me personally, to our family, and to really everyone right now. And it's pretty fucking incredible. So I'm going to tell this story without, I'm really hesitant about getting into too much detail on personal family things, because I don't want to embarrass anybody. I don't want to talk shit about anybody. I'm not going to talk shit about anybody. But in this instance, there's a fucking news story out. So I feel comfortable talking about it to a certain extent. My niece, Megan, didn't even know she existed until she was about 5. My brother hooked up with this woman back in 2001 and impregnated this woman. It was one of those things where, he met her online, and she moved her family, most of her family, except her husband, and, moved across the country to meet my brother and to be with him. And it was one of those things where, it's not a good idea, but they got to figure it out, kind of thing. And again, knocked her up. And then she split. Shortly before my wedding, I still remember how broken up that guy was, at the wedding, holding on to like the bottle of champagne, just going, it's not funny. We joked about it, you know what I mean? He was going through a rough time, but it was right at that time. And that was the end of it, And then, about 5 years later, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting on my computer, my email, I had just graduated radio school. It was late 06, early 07. I get an email from my brother. It was like a Facebook or a MySpace message or something. And he's like, hey, meet your niece. And it was, because it was shitty internet, it was like, oh yeah, that's his kid. 100 fucking percent. No need for a DNA test there, man. And we were all just fucking floored. I was talking to my mom about it the other day, and she was talking about just his reaction to it, and just the utter shock that he had a daughter that he didn't know about. And, he ended up making contact with her and going to see her a few times out west. And I think over the course of like a year or something, they had spent some time together. And then, for whatever reason, there's all sorts of theories. The mother ghosted him and gone. I think he had rumors of where she was at sometimes. Sometimes he would drop a line, but then nothing, At some point in her late teens, she made contact with him finally, and it was great to hear. And I guess this whole time that she was moving around and not knowing, she wasn't in school. Mother pulled her from school for, again, I have theories, and we have theories of who nobody really knows. And we had seen pictures of her. We had, I think, corresponded with her. My grandparent, or they're not my grandparents, my parents, her grandparents, had corresponded with her, so that they had talked. And then, what is it, 2017? I actually posted this video. Let me pull that up real quick and share it with you and just kind of fucking relive it, because it is one of the greatest fucking thing that's ever happened to our fucking family. And then, like 2017, my brother messages me, and he goes, "Megan's coming. We're gonna surprise mom and dad." I'm like, "Oh man, this is gonna be fucking incredible." And I think this is one of the first videos I ever edited.
It's Megan, who I'm meeting for the first time. Hi.
Hi.
We're gonna meet Grandma and Grandpa later. Are you stoked?
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, they're gonna find me. No, no, no.
Hello.
Great editing, Smith.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
Hi, honey. Oh my goodness. Megan, it's so nice to meet you, honey. Okay. It's so nice to see you.
My dad.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. When did this happen?
Yesterday.
My dad is
So embarrassed.
my dad is fucking hilarious, man. He has turned into just this biggest softy. He's in his 70s now, and I tell him all the time, I like, you love your grandkids way, way more than you ever loved us. And just to see just how tender he has become in the first time seeing his granddaughter, it's hard to not cry. But that was the first time we met her, you know? So what was that? 6 years ago? Close to 6 years ago now. She just turned 21. And again, she wasn't in school this whole time. And I remember just the struggle of them finding out that she hadn't been, and she has to go. And I remember, they didn't know how it was going to go. They didn't know how, they wanted her. They were trying to push her into, or at least talk her into going to school. But again, she hadn't been in school in like 10 years. And that was a great line on this article, or excuse me, a comment on the Record Eagle post for this article. Somebody was like, I was at the graduation party and I thought she said she hadn't been in school for 10 years. And then I was like, oh no, she did say that, you know? And again, I've heard different theories and reasons why she didn't think she could learn. She was either told or insinuated that she wasn't good at learning, thus didn't know how to learn, and felt uncomfortable trying to, you know what I mean? She didn't really know how to read for the longest time, and I think her brothers and sisters finally taught her how to read at least a little bit. I'm not sure of her literacy level. I know it's been a real struggle. It was a real struggle, I think, for my brother and his wife, who I can't fucking say enough great things about. You know what I mean? They have really been there for her. My sister-in-law, Melissa, has been like her best friend, and a great support system. And when she finally got in school, just fucking killed it. Once she realized that she could learn, and once she realized she was good at it, she had to go. She went to TC High, and it's essentially a high school for like rehabilitated adults, or not. That's not the right word at all. Not rehabilitated, but youths with troubles and things like that. You know what I mean? With shitty learning history for whatever reasons. And they really worked with her and helped develop her education and her personality, because god dang it, man, I've watched this girl just totally morph. And she's a very soft-spoken person. But seeing her come out of her shell, she didn't really have any sort of like social skills necessarily, didn't know how to associate with other kids. She wasn't in school. And to really just watch her blossom, for lack of a better word, and gain some confidence. And really, honestly, I see this Smith, and I call it like this inner fuck you, where you just have this thing inside of you that's you're going to do the shit. You're going to succeed. And I call it the inner fuck you, you know? The ability to say, fuck you, I'm going to do this. Because you said I couldn't do it, you didn't think I could do it, and use that as fuel. And that's my inner fuck you, you know? Some people have it more than others. Some people probably use it too much. I could be guilty of that sometimes. But this girl has now graduated from TC High at the age of 21. They actually or found a way for her to not age out of the system. They found a way for her to stay until she was 21 to graduate. She didn't start until she was 17. I'm probably wrong on the math there. 18. And there was a whole 2020 COVID break, too, that she couldn't do school. So she was taking classes at NMC, the community college in Traverse City, along with going to school at TC, and a fucking part-time job, man. And she's going to go study, I think, biology or something that I don't remember. I can't remember. Something with animals at MSU. And the post on the Record Eagle page has gone viral pretty much. It's as much as it looks like so many people are inspired by her, and rightfully so. You should be. I think our family is inspired by her just so much more, because it's great to see, especially. I don't know how to say especially me. It's great for me to see. It's great example to set for my family. You know, I talk about it a lot. We talk about mental health. We talk about depression on this fucking show. It's in my family quite a bit. You know, my uncle committed suicide. There's been a lot of darkness. There's been a lot of struggle. And, my philosophy for 20 years is I've just always tried to be better and better and better and just get going. But it's fucking hard sometimes, You go through struggles, and I've talked about the struggles, and you gotta fucking get through them. They're hard. But when you see your fucking 21-year-old niece come from such this place of like I don't even know how to describe it. Despair. Just no structure, no sort of like idea of what you're capable of, or even what you want to do, other than she knew she liked animals, and that's I know she found a lot of solace in those times where they were moving around the country and being uprooted all the time. Found comfort in the animals, But other than that, just kind of not. You feel like you can't do it. You feel like a loser, until you find out you fucking can. She had a great quote on this interview on the Record Eagle article where she was just like, I didn't think I could learn, and then I realized I could. I think I'm paraphrasing my niece in this case, but I didn't think I could learn, and then I realized I could. And you're like, oh, this isn't that hard. And it's hard, but once you realize you can do it, it makes it so much fucking easier, You gotta find your worth. And it looks like she's found it. Yeah, and I fucking love it. I love it so much. I love it for her. I love it for my brother and his wife and his kids, the example that she's setting for them. The examples that they're setting for all the rest. Everybody she knows. I think you get the idea. I think you get what I'm saying. It is pretty fantastic, man. how the fuck I made it through that without sobbing like a baby. I thought I was. Because I was thinking about it yesterday after I read that Record Eagle article. And I went and got McDonald's for lunch. And I started crying like on the way, just thinking about how great it was, just crying on the way, and like almost blubbery in the drive-thru. I'm like, knock it off! You gotta fucking get your whatever you were getting over there. I forgot what I ate at this point, but I think I wasn't sobbing necessarily, but I was like, pretty moved. I was pretty moved, like on a good Metamucil day. Anyway. What the hell? Everything!